Welcome to the bear market of 2015. Make no mistake with this sort of price action. This is nasty. It's confirmed bear market, and don't think of this in any other respect. The aim at the moment is, in this sort of environment, is just to short any highs. Now, on Thursday, we've got US GDP, which is expected to be a good number. So if that lifts the market, then I would pick my spot and then look to get short at a later stage. But at this stage, all I'm focused on is continued pressure to the downside for this week alone. So my plan is to wait and see how this market opens, give it 30 minutes, mark off the opening range, and then see if I can get short at a higher level. At 440 would seem to be a nice spot, but possibly there's the Sunday open. That could well be the sort of area where they would want to get short that. Okay, but make no mistake, this is a very bearish market. There are hardly any stocks who closed higher today. And if you look at the bellwether stocks such as Facebook, it is a nasty move. So earlier in the summer I was looking for a mix of short and longs. Now I have closed all my longs off and I'm just keeping the shorts open and looking to enter some more shorts. Okay, so I'm going to leave Facebook well alone. Wow, look at that. It's open and closed right on that 82.40 area. Right, back to the Dow. So one way you can tell if this is going to be a bearish day, or come think of it, if it's going to be a bullish day, you can do several things. You can look at the Nikkei, see what's happening in the Asian market. You can mark off the open range. You can look at the 60-minute charts to see if there are bearish and bullish signals. On most days, you will get one direction in the market. So don't think just because a market has dropped hard, it's suddenly going to reverse and get better. And likewise, don't think because a market's going to push up, it's going to suddenly roll over and dive. You tend to get one clear mood, one clear direction any one day. So don't start looking for buying areas if a market is having a clear decline in that day. Okay, so let's just switch to Forex. And this pound has opened and closed up here. It's just touched the 20 EMA, closed higher, held above a lot of this price action. It's got the look of the market as it was in mid to late June, where we actually pushed down and saw a drop from 700 to the 320 area. So just be careful. I mean, it stands to reason. Don't risk more than 1% of your account in this kind of market, and make sure you protect your account. Okay, in a market like this, I would nibble on longs, but I would just be very careful. You can't ignore the fact it's open and closed on a Monday at a decent level. I mean, what we have seen in recently, we've seen Mondays open up only for that to present opportunities for the bears, and then the next day they close it lower and then transit, and that could happen on this one. We've got next to no data on the UK this week, apart from an update on GDP, which is not looking for any surprises, whereas the US is looking for a decent number. So we get that, this could simply roll over. Okay, but there's no, the point is with these markets, trade what you see. There is no sell signal there at the moment. So don't go looking for shorts. If you're not happy about the direction and the range of this any one chart, let alone the pound US dollar, leave it and wait until you get a clear signal. So if you're unhappy about shorting the Dow for any reason, and given the volatility and the extreme moves, no reason why you should engage a market like that. But look for a market that is trending well, and this is one we'll look at now. This is the Euro US dollar. Nice push into a fib area, a very decent buyer's bar. Try and look for 450. See if you get a push down to 450. It is very high. This is the trouble, and getting into a market where it is, the RSI is showing an overbought situation doesn't mean to say it can't go any higher. It just means that it's a lower probability trade. So if necessary, take a half size. It's possible we might get a move down to this 200 EMA, but in the meantime, just buy a pullback and see if that can keep going. Euro yen, I did short this, but did a 90 pip reversal to the upside, stopped me out, and then dropped really hard. I think I literally got stopped for 1 or 2 pips. So frustrating from that point of view. Yeah, took a little chip out of my account instead of adding to my account, which is always frustrating. But when you're an apex like that, unfortunately, that's what you've got to expect. The Euro US is a much cleaner chart. Much cleaner performance, so stick to the cleaner chart. All the commodity related currency pairs, such as the CAD and the Aussie, are all seeing a lot of weakness, with the weakness in the oil in particular. But any currency is also exposed to Asia, as in the Aussie. They're neighbours to the Asia region. So the Aussie the Aussie dollar is getting battered. So this is a clean chart. This is a pullback at 218. If you see it, that's asking a big drop, but it is. Yeah, it has a tendency to move in quite a sizable ways. So that's a decent fib area. If you see 218, you might want to get into that one, but like I said, don't risk more than 1% of your account. This is an interesting stock. This is a US house builder, and you can see we had a significant drop here. Oops. Let me get down to support. So what I would look to do is I'm very interested in this one. Perhaps at the latter half of the week, if we get a nudge to close that gap, and particularly a nudge into 1750, I would consider a short on that one. I don't like shorting stocks that are that close to support and a gap down in that respect, and certainly closed higher. So I'm steering clear, but this is the kind of watch list I'm building. When the US does come to a rate rise, it's highly likely to, at some stage between December and March, sometime between December and March, I think is the most likely rate rise in the US at this stage, with this kind of volatility hanging around us. So stay tuned. And this is Macy's. The one I just took earlier. Let me just clean this up and let me show you why I shorted it, and see if you can find stocks that are like it. The reason why I shorted this is because I was very attracted to the fact that it was messy and selling, but suddenly burst up. So the reason why I shorted it is because charts like that tends to leave a lot of traders out of the move. you tend to find that traders don't want to pay that high price, so it tends to drop back to the mean. But when this one started dropping, it didn't hold, so I held on to it, and here we are. You know, I got in at this level here, at around about the 70 something, and here we are at 57.10, 57.12, looking to see if that can just roll over. All right, I've taken 2/3 off, left a third on, and I've got to stop above the 59.25 for the last third. Okay, so I've locked in a lot of profits, taken a decent amount of profits off the table, and doing very well. Thank you very much. And stocks I like, you might want to look at. Pick these ones out for shorts. This has had GPRK, Geopark. This had a nice push under that level there. So if you get any kind of pullback this week, not necessarily tomorrow, but this week, round to the 368 level, you might want to short that one. Another one I saw, which I thought was a possibility, was this one. A lot of stocks out there that are very weak, obviously. In a market like, in a bear market like this, not much is pulling up. That is a beautiful gap down and a drop. It's dropped into support. So you could either attempt to get a pullback like that at 9.13, 9.15, or stand back and see if we get a gap fill. Particular gap fill in the latter half of the week. The crucial factor, if you've got any kind of rules in your trading, which you should definitely have rules for your trading in your trading plan, but you know, if you've got a whole crowd of moving averages above you, don't start looking for reversals unless you get a reversal signal. You know, all the time it's closing lower, just keep shorting any high. Otherwise, yeah, if you don't have a simple basic rule like that and you're constantly trying to get reversals, you will just keep punching holes in your account and you'll eventually blow your account. So stay on the right side of the trend, have the discipline to apply your rules, and then you should protect your account. All right, well, that's it for now. So I'll open the room tomorrow and look forward to seeing you then.